So the first question, 74th Amendment dealt with urban local bodies or Nagarpalikas. Consider the following statement with reference to definition of an urban area by Census of India. So three statements. In the first statement, if you see, like they are talking about minimum population. Okay, minimum population, for a minimum population, this 5 lakh is a big number. Even if you don't know the exact number, but 5 lakh is a very big number for a minimum population. So that's why it is wrong. Actually, it's what's the minimum number? 5,000. Okay, if it is a if it's an area, like three conditions must be satisfied for an area to be governed by an urban body like a Nagarpalika. It's not a rural area. How are we identifying that it's not a rural area? From the second point and third point. I mean mainly from the second point. Like at least 75% of the male working population, if they are not engaged in agricultural occupation. I mean in rural areas more than 75% of the people would be occupied in the agricultural like occupation. So if more than 75 is not engaged in agricultural operation, means if they are working in construction or in the service sector, it's a feature of an urban area. Moreover, apart from this, the minimum population of an area like must be like 5,000. Then it should have a density of population of 400 per square kilometer. So 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are correct. So D is the answer. Second question, consider the following sectors regarding the appointment of CM. So first statement, actually we have discussed it many times. Constitution like requires that a person must prove his majority before he is appointed as a CM. No, within 6 months he can do that. Okay, so 1 is wrong. Then a person who is not a member of the state legislature can be appointed as a CM for 6 months. True. Third statement, according to the constitution, CM may be appointed. CM may be a member of Legislative Assembly of the state. No, Constitution like says that like he can be a member of both any of the houses. So 1 and 3 are wrong. So C is the answer since they are asking not correct. Third question, with regard to Panchayat Raj institution, Rajasthan was the first state to establish Panchayat Raj. That is true. Balwant Rai Mehta committee was the committee which first recommended democratic decentralization for the first time. See, actually both are true. When we are given such statements, we are familiar with the word like with the name Balwant Rai, and we know that he is somewhat associated with these Panchayat Raj institutions. But here they are telling that he recommended a scheme of democratic decentralization. See, he did not say whether it is a Panchayat Raj or like local body, something like that. He told that there must be a grassroots level administration. Okay, administration must like reach the lower ground of the society. So he told that there must be a decentralization rather than a top-down approach, because Balwant Rai Mehta commission was not appointed for like recommending for Panchayat Raj institution. There was a like scheme called community development. Okay, so for monitoring the community development like scheme, this commission was appointed. Community development means there is an area, if it is a rural area, like the people, the community should be like given much welfare kind of things and all. So this commission was appointed to monitor that scheme. Okay, whether that scheme is working properly, whether the administration is reaching the grassroots level, whether all the lower caste people and the people who are economically weaker, whether they are getting sufficient welfare. So for this purpose, this was appointed. Then Balwant Rai Mehta recommended that okay, if you want the community to be developed, if every person should receive the welfare measures of the government, there must be a democratic decentralization. So that's why that statement is correct because of that. If they are asking that Balwant Rai Mehta committee first recommended for the system of Panchayat Raj, that is wrong. Okay, he just recommended a democratic decentralization. Okay, like that. So both are true. Fourth question, with reference to the composition of Council of Ministers, consider the following statements. First statement, ministers of state are attached to, they are asking about the type of ministers. What are the three types of ministers? Cabinet minister, minister of state, deputy ministers. Okay, so I think both are interchanged. Deputy ministers, if you see the second statement, even if you are not sure with the first statement, you can see for the second statement. In the second statement, they are telling that deputy minister can either be given independent charges. No, deputy minister cannot be given an independent charge. They will be attached to these cabinet ministers. Okay, so second statement is definitely wrong. Then when we go to the first statement, ministers of state are attached to cabinet ministers and assist them in their administrative, political and parliamentary duties. Actually, that's a function of deputy minister. Okay, they like ministers of state are given independent charge. Okay, so actually cabinet ministers will be given very important portfolios like health, finance kind of thing. But there can be small ministries like sports ministry kind of thing, which need not be dealt by a cabinet minister. Okay, that is not having such like impact on the society like the impact of finance ministry, health ministry and all. So for that, ministers of state will be given like independent charges like that. So both are interchanged, both are wrong, neither one nor two. Fifth question, with reference to high courts in India. First statement, the Supreme Court of India can establish like high courts. Is it Supreme Court? No. Who? Parliament. Okay, so one is wrong. The terminal jurisdiction of a high court is co-terminus with the territories of the state. See, unless a high court is not given the charge of an adjacent union territory, its jurisdiction will be limited to that state. Okay, Kerala High Court, if you take the case of Tamil Nadu High Court, it is having jurisdiction of only Tamil Nadu. But Kerala High Court is having jurisdiction of Lakshadweep also. So if a high court is having only jurisdiction of a particular state, its jurisdiction will be terminal. I mean, it will be like confined to that particular state territory. So only one is wrong. So A is the answer. Sixth question, with reference to number of high courts in India, consider following statements. How many high courts are there in India? 25 high courts. Okay, so only 3 high courts. I mean, like how many high courts are having jurisdiction? I mean, if you take the case of union territory, among the 9 union territories, they are telling that Delhi and Puducherry have separate high courts. Do Puducherry have a separate high court? No, only Delhi is the union territory which is having an independent high court. So 2 is wrong, 1 is correct. 3 high courts are having jurisdiction over more than one state. Only 3 high courts are having jurisdiction of more than one state. I mean, can you give an example? Punjab, Haryana, Maharashtra, Goa. Then any one more. Guwahati High Court is having jurisdiction of which states? 4 states. Okay, fine. So 3 high courts have jurisdiction of over more than one state. 1 is correct. 2 only Delhi is correct. So Puducherry is wrong. So 2 is wrong. And 3rd is correct. Obviously, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are having a common high court. So only 2 statements are correct. B is the answer. 7th question. It's a little bit of a current affairs kind of thing. Remote voting facility in India. It's a simple thing. Remote voting facility, from the first statement, even if you don't know, from the statement itself it can be made correct. Okay, they're telling that nowadays the migration is so common. People from one state is working in other states. So because of that, just for voting they won't go back to their native state. If people from Assam are working in Kerala, at the time of election they will not be going back to Assam for putting the vote. So that's why they are considering a facility for remote voting. So if a polling booth is exclusively set up for the people who are from the other states, okay, so for that, like these migrants can come and vote with their Aadhaar card and all. Okay, I am working in Assam. I am not a resident of Kerala, but for the people of Assam and for the people of Northeast, there will be a common polling booth. Okay, they can come and vote. So that's a remote voting facility. Why it is called remote voting facility? Because they are not voting in their state. Okay, they are coming to some remote location, maybe in some rural area, but they will be given like an option to vote because of this special polling booth. So that's why 1 is correct. Then second statement, postal voting is there, but now they are telling that in this remote voting facility also this will be accepted. It's a part of this also. Yeah. Second statement, remote voting facility was developed by Indian Institute of Science and like CDAC. No, it's Bharat Electronic Corporation and Electronic Corporation of India Limited. So it's not this Indian Institute of Science Bangalore and CDAC. So it's just like an interchange of names. So 2 is wrong, 1 only is correct. A. 8th question, which of the following statements regarding the recommendations of Ashok Mehta committee is not correct? Actually, we have discussed last day in the slides. Ashok Mehta committee recommended 2-tier or 3-tier? 2-tier. Okay, for the district level there will be a Zilla Parishad, and for the group of villages there will be mandals. Okay, mandal panchayat. So the very first statement is not correct. The remaining 3 statements are correct. So 8A. 9th question, consider the following statements regarding the functions of CM. He is the chief spokesman of the state. True. See, like some questions, like even if we have not read CM, we can answer it just from the common sense knowledge. Okay, he'll be the chief spokesman. There is no doubt in that. One is correct. He acts as the chairman of State Planning Board. Okay, that is correct because it is given in the textbook. We have discussed that thing. Third statement, he acts as the chairman of the zonal council. Vice chairman. So 3 is wrong. 4. He is a member of governing council of Niti Aayog. Obviously, he must be a member of governing council of Niti Aayog because Niti Aayog is a body which is created for cooperative federalism, for the cooperation between center and state, for taking the advice of states, opinion of states, etc. So definitely CM will be a member of that. So 1, 2 and 4. 10th question, consider the following pairs regarding the number of tiers in the Panchayat Raj system. So actually, Tamil Nadu is having 2 tier, West Bengal and Rajasthan are having how many tiers? 4 tiers. 4 tiers, are you sure? West Bengal is having 4 tier or 3 tier? 4 tiers, fine. So only 1 pair is correct. Which one? Rajasthan. So 10th question A. 11. With reference to duration of Panchayat, consider the following statements. 73rd Amendment Act provides for a 5-year term of office to Panchayats at every level from the date of declaration of result. So this is a true example of a UPSC statement because at the end of that long statement they have made it wrong. Okay, it's not from the declaration of result, it's from the first meeting. Okay, similarly there can be questions about model code of conduct. Model code of conduct normally they gives that like from the date of nomination this will be applicable. It's not from the date of nomination, it's from the declaration of schedule. Okay, this will be the schedule of like election, president will be notifying that. From that day model code of conduct will be applicable. Similarly here it's not from the date of declaration of result, it's from the first meeting of that Panchayat. Okay, from the first meeting of that Panchayat they will be having 5 years from that. A new Panchayat, last day also we have discussed the same thing. If a new Panchayat is constituted after dissolution of a Panchayat, for example, normally a Panchayat will be having 5-year term. At the 2-year, like it is getting dissolved, new Panchayat is getting elected, they will be having just 3 years for ruling. So both statements are wrong, neither one nor two. 12. Arrange the following milestones in the evolution of Panchayat Raj in the chronological order. Okay, when we discussed that Panchayat Raj, even I told you that chronology will be important. In this case, the evolution of Panchayat Raj kind of stuff, municipality, etc. We have discussed. Okay, like Madras was the first municipal corporation kind of thing we have discussed. So evolution of these bodies are important. So actually there are big scope for elimination in this statement. Obviously we know that 73rd and 74th it is in 1993. So it must be the last in the chronological order. Then Balwantrai Mehta Committee we have discussed. It's in 1957. So that can also be identified. Then inauguration of the first generation Panchayat. First generation Panchayat means it's not like in the present form, but it's the like original version of Panchayat. Okay, that was inaugurated by Jawaharlal Nehru in which year? 1959. Okay, 1959. So obviously in this, like even if you anyway you will be familiar that 1993 will be the 73rd and 74th Amendment Act. That is a year, you know that. So definitely like in the course of evolution it must be the last thing. Okay, so one will be the last definitely because that is the final like year in which the true nature of the present existing nature of Panchayat Raj came into being. So definitely A, B and D can be the choices. Then we know that Balwantrai Mehta Committee was appointed. So it was the first time like which recommended for such a body. Okay, for democratic decentralization. So it must be the first thing regarding Panchayat Raj, and 73rd and 74th Amendment must be the last thing. So you can eliminate all other options where 2 is not coming first and 1 is not coming last. Then in between, inauguration of the first generation Panchayat, then Karnataka government enacts a new Panchayat Raj Act. So when you compare, they are telling that in the third statement, Karnataka government enacts a new Panchayat Raj Act. So it may not be in the initial period. Okay, they are enacting a particular law. They are not telling that it is having a first form of Panchayat Raj. They are telling that it legislated for a Panchayat Raj. So it must be like later on period. When comparing 3 and 4, obviously the first generation Panchayat must be the first in the chronology rather than when compared to a particular state legislating for a Panchayat Raj Act. In comparison and with the elimination, we can reach A as the correct answer. Then 13 question with reference to municipal corporation. Even this question we have discussed in the last day's revision. The council of municipal corporation is headed by a mayor. True or false? True. Mayor is the chief executive authority. No. It's like, who is the chief executive authority? Municipal commissioner. Mayor is just a nominal head or a ceremonial head. So 2 is definitely wrong. Standing committees are created to facilitate the working of the municipal council. Definitely, even if you don't know, like there is no possibility, I mean, there is no scope for eliminating that statement. So that is true. 1 and 3. 14th question. Consider the following statements regarding reservation of seats in municipalities mentioned in the 74th Amendment Act. First statement, they are telling that the Act provides for the reservation of seat for SC and ST tribes in every municipal corporation in proportion of their population. We have discussed, we have disputed in that thing. Okay, so 1 is true. Second statement, the Act provided for reservation of not less than 1/3 of the total number for women. True. For SC, ST, they are not telling 1/3, just in proportion, but in women, they are telling that 1/3. So that is also true. So then third statement, the manner of reservation of offices for chairpersons in municipalities for SCs and STs and women are decided by the governor. Who decides? State legislature. We have disputed, we have discussed that thing like for some 10 minutes at least. So third is wrong. 1 and 2 is correct. 14. 15. Consider the following, I mean, with reference to establishment of cantonment board. Okay, actually many questions came from last day's revision. Cantonment board, consider the following statement. A cantonment board is created as well as administered by central government. True. We told that it's not in the control of state government. Second statement, it works under the administrative control of Home Ministry. No, Defense Ministry. 2 is wrong. 3, they are grouped into 4 categories on the basis of civil population. Even that we have discussed. Like what is the population limit for the first classification? 50,000, right? And for the class 4, 2,500. We have discussed that thing in detail. So 3 is correct. A cantonment board consists of all the members are elected. No, elected and nominated. So 1 and 3. Then 16. Consider the following statements with regarding the provisions of Constitution 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. Organization of Gram Sabha in village, true. Endowment of Gram Sabha with powers and functions at village level. These are common sense statements. Even if you have not read, you can write those as true. Then third, direct election to all seat in panchayat at the village, intermediate and district levels. What's the like answer, true or false? They are telling that direct election to all seats in panchayat at village, intermediate and district levels. Chairpersons is also a seat. Okay, so at the intermediate and district level we are doing indirect election. Okay, that's why like when they are telling all the seat, it includes the chairpersons. So 3 is wrong. 4, establishment of a state election commission. Definitely that is true. So only 3 statements are correct.